Welcome to EJH Bridge Cars, and for today, something a little different. As you've probably noticed, I have an old Chevy Truck which I used to haul Triumph parts around in, and it's getting to be wintertime here and the heater's been pretty anemic, and I thought, gee, I replaced that heater core, what's the matter with it? And it suddenly dawned on me, yes, I replaced it 30 years ago. So I flushed it and it gets a little better, but I think it's just crowded up on the inside too much just to back flush it with a hose. It's just not cleaning it up enough. So they're not that expensive. I bought another one from Rock Auto and it arrived, so I'm going to put it in. So I thought we'd walk through that together. So let's get started. Now, one of the good things about this is a 65 Chevrolet C20, which is a 3/4 ton. This is the economy heater, but this is the heater out here. You don't have to get under the dashboard or anything. This is the heater core. This is the replacement, so you can see it has the same orientation for that. And I think basically we just need to take this cover off and get this bits out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Well, first thing I want to do is take this cover off. So there's, I don't know, 8 or 10 of these small sheet metal screws. I have a 1/4 inch head. It'll come right off. Just using a little magnetic parts holder from Harbor Freight. They often kind of go on a special sale or just a few dollars, so they're kind of handy, particularly for these really small parts. Well, that's that. Just a sheet metal cover. Well, there are 2 studs that come through the back, and apparently we need to remove the glove box to access them. That's the only thing holding them in. So there's a couple of Phillips head screws along the top there, and I think on the side. So I'm going to take them out and we'll see if we can get to them. So we got it out. You can see there's one of the holes right there, and the other one is right up there. You see it's right at the end of the light stick. So those are just cheap sheet metal screws or nuts like that. And once that was out, it came right out. You also have to remember to disconnect the plug from the heater. So this was not really tight because that's a waterproof connection, but it just wiggled and it came down, so that was okay. And so let's see, you got a bunch of crap up in here. So I'm going to clean that out. So this is the heater unit. I've already taken all these perimeter screws out for this plate, and those are the larger screws that hold it to the firewall. And this is the side that faces the firewall. There's 4 more screws, which is why you can't just do this from the outside, unfortunately. So I pull those out and it should come apart. Alright, so we got all those screws out. We also took the screws out that held that in place. And that just comes out. And these are the brackets that held that up. These are the 4 screws that go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what's going to hold that heater core up. So I'm going to go clean this thing out and then we'll put the new one in. So you see that that bracket just fits over the ends like that. And then this is the bottom side of that. The notches go around the pipes, and then there'll be 4 screws going through that side into there. And there we are. Strap in place. 2 screws. This screw, the point was getting awful close to that tank, so I put a washer underneath this, so there's something to watch for. And then the same thing on this side. And we just laid that back on there. We'll put the myriad of screws back in, and I did notice there's a few longer screws, and I expect those should be going here. So we have that plate that goes here and that plate in the bracket on that screw there. So just watch for the longer screws there. Now I did find one problem. This is that little standoff that's supposed to bolt down here and go under there. And these pipes are at least a ½ inch lower that way than this was. So there's no way those are going to flex and let that in, and if you just try to bend them, it's just going to break the heater core. So I'm not going to put this in there. I'll probably put it back together and put it in the truck somewhere, with the glove box, no doubt. But the only other thing to do will be to make sure that the weight of the heater hoses doesn't just lay on there. So I'll have to find a way to tie them back, or I'll have to put some other kind of little block right here or something. But I don't want to send this heater core back. So anyway, that's the only thing that wasn't perfect so far. So I'm just fitting that top box cover on. That's just fitted on there loose now. Just sort of looks like it's pretty close. So just wiggle it in and bolt it down. So don't forget these two screws here that hold these little plates on, that holds that wire mesh in there. So this is all set to hang back on. I'm going to plug it in after, so I don't have to worry about messing with that. I'm going to clean that out up there a little bit. So we got it all back in. I'm sure you can hear the engine running. See, it's running through the core, and it's the same coming in as going out, so that's good. It's not plugged anymore. It's blowing hot air in the cab, even though the motor is not put through the radiator yet. So the heater's all buttoned back together. I haven't put the glove compartment back together because I need to do a little rebuilding on it. As you can see, I plated it up 20 some years ago with stuff laying around the garage. So it tore up a little bit coming out because it comes out through this hole rather than down. It's just the way this truck is. But that should do it. So I hope you enjoyed all that. A little change from doing English cars. Big old Chevy truck. This is it, by the way. You've probably seen it before. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and we'll see you next time.